actually in Argentina, there kind of has been a long-standing tradition of libertarian academics.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Since maybe, I don't know, 1930s. One of the main academic, I would say, like the main professors of the Austrian school in Argentina is Alberto Venegas Lynch's son. He has written a lot of literature that kind of explains what's going on in Argentina from an Austrian perspective. And actually, his father brought von Mises to Argentina to give a conference in 1930.
Wow.
So, and that sort of thing developed into a whole lot of foundations and stuff like that, and think tanks where people could actually discuss this school, the Austrian school. But it never got any bigger than that.
Yeah, it wasn't popular. So it was kind of like the libertarian movement in America.
Exactly. It was an academic minority. It never got to any place you would call more popular or more social or more political.
When did that transformation start to occur? And also, at the time that you were reading these books, what was the economic situation like in Argentina at that time?
Okay. It was, Macri's government had just begun. We were a little bit optimistic at the time after the infamous the central bank conference in December of 2017. Where essentially what happened is that, again, the executive branch just completely destroyed the independence of central banking and basically caused inflation to go up again. After that, we realized that what Macri was going to do is what Milei called the yellow socialism, like socialism, like the same socialism that was before, but with another name, another color.
Okay.
And Milei started to get bigger because, first of all, he made a lot of predictions in 2017 about how Macri's government was going to develop economically.
So he was not a fan?
No, not at all.
No?
He had some admiration for some of the referents, like Federico Sturzenegger. He called him the perfect technician, the perfect economic technician, and he was right. Federico had an excellent curriculum vitae, but the issue was that he had no political supporters. So Milei started to make these predictions. Things started to get worse, and people were saying like, "Yo, this crazy guy with the crazy hair was actually right."
Yeah.
So maybe we should start paying attention to him.
Okay, and that was around 2017, 2018?
I would say 2018 was the big year because it was at the time that he had, I think, the most iconic conferences.
Right.
And right around that time, we started to realize, the guys behind the scenes, that this movement was going somewhere.
Okay.
We didn't know if Javier wanted to get involved in politics.
Right.
That was always kind of the X of the equation. We looked at him and we were saying stuff like, "Yo, this guy should be running for a political platform."
Right.
But every time people ask him, he was like, "That's kind of not my thing. I'm just
He's just an economist."
Exactly.
Right.
And every time we try to create a political response to the economic issues that had a little bit more a right-wing perspective, it never got around to being able to get to an election. Why? Because the political parties bill in Argentina, it's actually it really difficult for you to create a political party out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And luckily for Javier, he got what he needed just in time to present himself as a candidate.
And how did La Libertad Avanza, LLA, how did it form? Because it's a coalition, not a party, right?
Yeah. It's an alliance of different political parties. I don't want to get too technical, but he needed the support of many political parties, many of them local political parties, to be able to present himself as what he was elected in 2021. It was a national deputy for the city of Buenos Aires. I remember that at first we were really skeptic about his ability to politically negotiate those terms for him to be a candidate, but for our surprise, there were a lot of, like I said, of parties that were legitimate, that had a legal background, that said to him, "Well, we got nothing else to lose. We have no candidate that are actually capable of winning the election. So maybe we just go with it and let's see what happens."
Right.
And he actually got elected, not just him and Victoria. And they got 2 seats in the National Congress, and even though there are 257 seats in the National Congress, just 2 in maybe 1 year of campaign, it was just outstanding, and we were celebrating every step of the way.
That's amazing. When were they elected into Congress?
If I remember correctly, it was October 2021.